Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, and I have such a fun video for you guys today. If you don't know, there's so many new books being released in August, and I was thinking let's just go book shopping together, pick up these books, read them, and I'll give you guys my overall thoughts and ratings. Today I think 3 books come out, but I'm only picking up 2. The 2 that I'm getting is the paperback version of Throne of the Fallen. I already own the hardback, but Sarah Caroli has an expert in the paperback, and I think by now you guys know I'm obsessed with Sarah Caroli, so we have to go support our book sister. It's a given. And then the second book I plan on getting today is my most anticipated read of 2024. I can't wait to get my hands on it. It's called Apprentice to the Villain. It's the second book to Assistant of the Villain. That book was so good, so fun. I always compare it to Ella and the Enchanted because it's written in third person, but you don't feel like you're being narrated a story. I did pre-order the Barnes & Noble special edition of this book, but it won't be here till Friday. So am I impatient and am I going to go get it now? Yes. Sorry if it's a little loud, I have the AC on. I had to switch from the driver's seat to passenger seat so I could show you guys the books I have. I kind of blacked out. Let's see what I got. But to be fair, some of these books I just exchanged because I seen little imperfections on them and I have OCD, so it was bothering me. Most of these I already owned, I just exchanged for them. So the first book is Collide. I've been wanting to read it because the cover is so pretty. But yes, I already have this. I exchanged this one. We're gonna save the new releases for last. So let me put that to the side. I also brought my Kindle because I thought I was gonna read in there. I didn't. Again, I already bought this book. There was just little imperfections. So the photo finish, I have the first book. I needed the second book. Have I read an Elsie Silver book? No. Do I own most of the series she has out? Yes. This is getting ridiculous. These 2 books I actually got the other day with my grandmother, and that woman was trying to spend a bag in that bookstore. I was like, lady, calm down. Books are expensive. Then the last 2 books that I exchanged was, what is this? Zodiac Academy, The Awakening. I got the new cover and the old cover because there's something about the colors that is tickling something in my brain. But I saw a TikTok where they fixed everything that was wrong in this book and this book, so I need both. Girl math. Book math. So now let's go through the new releases. So I said I wasn't getting this book, but I did. This book released today is called If We Were Perfect by Anna Juan. Again, have I read any books by her? No. Do I own most of her series? Yes. Then we have Throne of the Fallen. As you guys saw in the montage, we saw Sarah Caroli's expert. She says refreshing, enchanting, and captivating from the very start. And then lastly, my most anticipated read. I want to start this book so bad today, but I need to finish It Ends With Us because the movie comes out on Friday and I'm definitely going to see it. But we have Apprentice to the Villain. And look at the edges. There's supposed to be a third book, and if you haven't seen the first book's cover, it's purple and it's sprayed edge red. So the second book is the opposite. So I'm wondering what they're going to do for the third book. But I can't wait to start this book. But yeah, I'm coming back when I start reading Apprentice to the Villain. For right now, I need to go finish It Ends With Us. So it's been a couple of days. I just got home from seeing It Ends With Us, and when I say that movie was so good, I highly recommend you go seeing it. I have a whole It Ends With Us vlog, so I'll link it right here. Is it right here or is it right here? I don't know. It's the little eye thing. It has all my thoughts regarding the books, the press tour, the movies, it all. So go watch that. I am currently reading Apprentice to the Villain. It's been 2 days, a day or 2, and I'm on page 70. And let me tell you my favorite thing about a series. It's when it picks up literally where the last book leaves off. And that's exactly what this book does. It literally picks up where the previous book ends. And it's so good. It's just so good. It's so good that I made my monthly whiteboard design Kingsley. If you know who Kingsley is, you know. He's just like this funny frog who understands human communication. And during like tense moments, he'll hold up a sign and make it so funny. He is so adorable, okay? I originally rated the first book 3 stars, right? And then after time went on, I kept thinking about it. Not like overly thinking about it, like a 5 stars reads, but once in a while I'll think about it. I'm like, like, dang, that book was so good. So I bumped it up to 4 stars, and this book is already giving me the same vibes. I'm really enjoying it. I'm not doing it on camera, but I'm about to wind down and read a couple more pages before I have to go to bed because it's currently 11 p.m. When I say I literally just got home from watching that movie. And it's National Book Lovers Day. So happy National Book Lovers Day to all my book besties out there. But yeah, let me take my butt to bed. The confessions are coming out. The confessions are coming out, and it better end the way I want it to end, okay? Because the villain does cute things that just have me so giddy. Just know the villain is very charming, and I'm loving it. Oh yeah, the last time y'all saw my Kindle was in my reading my first ARC video. So I just wanted to show you guys that I redecorated it. Last time it was a portrait of me, but now I have a picture of Zayden, but it says Shadow Wielders because we also love Rhysand in Israel. Then we have a picture of the bee because everybody raves about the Magnolia Park series, and I feel like I'm going to love it too. So we just got it just in case. I needed something to fill this small spot. Then I have this love letter that says, "Letter to my first love fantasy." Then I made this wax seal, and then if you read the ACOTAR series, you know Rhysand had taught Feyre how to read, and at the time he made her write very high compliments to himself, and one of them was Rhysand is the most handsome High Lord. And then lastly, I have this sticker that says hell is empty and all the devils are here now. I know that quote sounds so simple to understand, but when I read it for the first time in the Shatter Me series, I did not understand it at all. And then I saw it again in another book. So finally I asked my boyfriend to explain it to me, and he's like, Zierra, hell is empty because all the devils are here, like with me, with you, with him, with whoever. And I'm like, I'm slow. I'm slow. So pretty, so me. And then I didn't want to put a pop socket on here because I'm just like, you're not going to be able to see all this beauty. So I got these straps that are removable. So when I am reading, hold on, it tells you where to put it. See, this says top left. I don't think you can see it, but yeah, so when I'm not reading, I can take it off. And when I am reading, I could put them on. I could leave one strap, but it feels more sturdy with both straps on, in my opinion, because my hands are small. But yeah, that was my Kindle. It ended exactly how I wanted it to. Walk right past it. I went to go put on my bracelet for this video and I forgot that it broke yesterday. It's a pineapple. So I thought we could fix it together while I give you guys an update on Apprentice to the Villain, because I haven't read on camera and I totally apologize. And to be honest, I don't even think I'm gonna be able to finish all the new releases that I want to read in this video, but we're going to attempt one more book at least. If we're lucky, we'll get to both of them. I keep all my charm bracelet tools in this cute little cup. I have my, I don't even know what these are called, pliers. I have the charms, the chain, and then it has the hooks in there as well. It's basically clear nail polish, but it's jewelry coating. And then we have the hooks. I use the smallest, and then the rest of my charm bracelets. For chains I've already prepared, but I think I used the smallest hoop. So to be honest, I'm the type of person to forget everything she's read after she's finished reading the book. But I can tell you, it gives me the same feels as the first book, but it's not as good as the first book. And I think what I didn't like about that book is that the romance was kind of weird. And what do I mean by that? Like, the villain's banter was amazing, don't get me wrong. It was just, he would confess his feelings for her. She would confess her feelings to him. They would kiss or whatever. And then the next day they'll act like it was a mistake. It was all in her head. It was a spur of the moment type thing. But it happened multiple times. Like, y'all like each other. Get with each other. Tell her you love her. Like, I don't know. It was kind of annoying. But it was still cute. I ate it up. I'm not going to sit here and lie to you guys. Why can't I open this? Let's switch hands. But overall, I think I rated that book at 3 stars. I definitely, oh my gosh, I almost had it. I bumped the first book up to 4 stars. I think I already told you guys. I don't know why I'm struggling. It might be because I'm recording. But this is the last week of August. So we've missed 2 releases on camera at least. I did go buy the books. And I've bought more books than I should. You know what? I'm about to give up. I'm about to give up. We're going to try this one more time. Yeah, I just needed to shut the fuck up. Okay, we have the charm on the hook. This video so far has been one big book haul. I have not even read on camera. A shame, a shame. So I went to a few stores. I went to, oh my goodness. This is gonna be so funny to look back on. Me over here really struggling trying to talk. Wait, is it the bigger hook I need to be using? And back to struggling. I'm currently reading Wildfire. It's part of the Maple Hill series by, what's the girl's name? Anna Grace. So I could read Daydream because my Barnes & Noble let it out a week prior to its release date. It's technically supposed to drop tomorrow, August 28th, but it released this past Tuesday. What date was that? Where's my phone? Yeah, they released it on the 21st. But then I saw a lot of people on TikTok getting it too. So I was like, did I get the release date wrong? Like, am I tripping? But then I went to Barnes & Noble. I said, no, it's definitely supposed to be tomorrow. I just don't think the stores got the memo. Okay. We got her. Okay, let's try this again. 1, 2, 3, 4. There we go. Now we just gotta close it. I think this was a trend going on TikTok, and I was like, I could definitely make me a charm bracelet. And I made me way too many. Way too many. Okay, it's on. Isn't it pretty? Anyway, now you have my undivided attention. So let's go through all the books I've bought. I can't remember where some of these books are from, but you'll see price tags that will let you know exactly where I got it from. But I went to a few Barnes, Costco, Book a Millions, and Target. And mind you, I don't remember what days I got these, so just know I got these in a span of 2 weeks. And I'm saving the new releases for last. In no particular order, we have The Night Ends with Fire, and this one I got from Costco because of this sticker, I could tell. And I got it because, I don't know, this book was made very well. And I love the edges. I heard there's dragons in here, and that's all I need to know. And then at Book a Millions, and also at Barnes & Noble, they're doing 50% off certain hardback covers. So at Book a Millions, they have this book on sale. And I also got most of the series 50% off during Book a Million sale last year or the year prior. So I'm glad I was able to get this book as well. It's A Fire in the Flesh. They're all right there. I don't know what this series is about, but I am the type of person that buys all the books in a series before I even start the first one. So don't judge me. Then we have book 2 and book 9 in the Zodiac Academy. Book 2 is called Ruthless Fae, and the 9th book is called Restless Stars. Aren't they so pretty? Then we have The Fae Princes. This is the last book in this series. I don't know what the series is called, but it's by Nikki St. Crow. It's a Peter Pan dark retelling, and I highly enjoy this series. If I was supposed to rate the whole series, it's 5 stars. This series is not for everybody. So if you don't mind a little smut, a reverse harem, I recommend this. Then these 2 books I got 50% off at Barnes. This one was Empire of the Damned. And then I don't know if this is the first or second book in the series. I think it's the first. And the second book is sold out. And I want the Barnes & Noble special edition so bad because they have in paper art. and I need the other book so it can match this one. So I've been on a hunt looking for it. So if you know where I can find it, I've already looked on Mercari, and those prices are ridiculous. Yeah, help your sister out. I need the other book. Then I also got the Atlas Complex by Olivia Blake. I have all the Barnes & Noble special edition of this author's books, so I'm trying to collect them all.
Are you reading?
I'm recording.
Oh, okay. Bye. Love you.
I'll call you when I'm reading.
Alright.
Love you too. That was my cousin Deja. She has a poetry vlog, and I'm gonna link it down below. So for all my readers who like poetry, you could definitely check her out. But like I was saying, I have all the Barnes & Noble special edition of Olivia Blake's books. I just want to continue doing that. So I got the Atlas Complex. I don't even have the rest of the books in the series, but I'm excited to read it. I saw one person talk about this book on TikTok and said, that sounds good. Give me one of them. This is Ballad of Sword and Wine. It's like the sun wants to disappear then come back when it pleases. It is so cute. It has not fan art, but it has illustrations within the book. Any illustration artwork within a book, just give it to me. Here's my money. Here, take it. Then the next book, I literally got it just because of the sprayed edges, The Coven, because I've seen the ads for the second book that's supposed to be coming out, and they look so good, and I was like, oh my gosh, I need to get them. They're gonna look so good together. And here's the edges. Stunning. Just stunning. The next two books, I've seen the thriller girlies go crazy for this author, and I've seen a lot of reviews for this author's books. I'm finally reading one of them, and I'm so excited for one of them in particular. I have two of Frida McFadden books. We have Never Lie and The Inmate, and this is the one I'm so excited for. There's this girl on TikTok, I don't remember her name, and I'm so sorry, but she basically told a story time with telling the synopsis of this book, and I said I have to have it. I have to. This sounds so good, and one of my friends read this book and she highly recommends it, so I'm definitely reading these two this fall, and I'm so excited. Okay, we're almost done. The next book is the second book in the series. I forgot what the first book is called, but it's called What Did You Do? And I can't wait, because the version I have for the first book is from Walmart, and it has an illustration art in it. I tried to see if Walmart's second book had an illustration copy, but they didn't, so I just went ahead, got it from Target. Then we have the box set of The Summer We Turned Pretty. I never wanted to read this series, I'm not going to lie to you. Then they came out with the show, and I told myself I am not going to fall for FOMO, the peer pressure, and eventually I did. And here's the thing, I had a whole summer TBR plan, and I haven't read one book off in my summer TBR. So I want to get at least one summer series done before the summer is over. And technically, according to Google, the summer is over September 22nd. So I'm debating on reading this so I can watch the show, or the Abby Jimenez trio set. It's Yours Truly, I think it's Part of Your World, and something this summer, something along those lines. So please let me know which one I should read. Now, what we all been waiting for, the new releases. So we're gonna go through the weeks in order since I didn't record it. I already showed you guys August 6th release, which was Apprentice to the Villain and Throne of the Fallen, the paperback. So on August 13th, Born of Blood and Ash came out, and I can officially say I basically have the whole series. It's two series and they're intertwined with each other. I own both series. There's just one book I'm missing, and I haven't bought it because they don't match the rest of the books. Like, I really don't understand publishers. Why would you change the cover art design while the series is still being continued? I don't understand it, but until I find it in me to buy that copy, we have every book in this series. Then on August 20th, Wisteria came out. I have which one is which? This is the original copy. I got this one from Target, and then this is the Barnes & Noble special edition. Remember how I told you we're gonna read at least one more book in this video? This is it. This is she. And when I went to go get these, I just happened to go through the manga section, and I don't know when this was released, but it was released this month. Volume 23 of Jujutsu Kaisen. Now, I do not read manga, I collect them, but I think I want to start reading them. I feel like it would be a good way to wind down my nights. And lastly, the book that was supposed to come out tomorrow but was released last Tuesday, Daydream. I'm going to try to get to this book. I'm not making any promises, but we're going to try. If we don't, hopefully you guys see it in another video, but we have Daydream. So yes, in total, that was about 22 books. I should be ashamed of myself. I'm currently reading Wildfire. I'm liking it so far. I made a video where I read all the books that I needed to read all the new releases, since all the books that came out this month were part of series. So if you want to see my reactions, my thoughts, and my ratings for those books, including this one, go watch it. It should be up now. It should pop up right here. And all the books in those videos, they're doing it for me. Let me see what my Kindle says. I have about 30% left to go within this book. I'm gonna go finish this book, and the next time you guys see me, we'll be starting Wisteria. I'm calling my cousin back, but I just want to show you guys the aftermath of this book haul. Excuse the mess in the background. You weren't supposed to see that. If you're having deja vu, it's because I'm literally recording the same day as I recorded the end of my previous video. I finished Wildfire last night, so we could finally start Wildfire. And there's literally 3 days before the month ends, so I don't think I'm gonna be able to read Daydream. I'm sorry. I can't wait to start. Let me pause this. Before I continue reading, there's some things that I want to talk about. And again, I wrote notes. If y'all hear like this weird noise, it's my toilet. Let me go shut that off. I was trying to flip it back to the page I was, and I ripped the page. Hold on, let me record it for you guys. I ripped it. I ripped it. That just pissed me off. Anyway, that just broke my little heart. Okay, but back to the bookish updates. So I wrote as I was reading because, as you can see, I'm almost in the book. I'm so sorry. This video was supposed to be reading all of the new releases in August, and so far this whole video has been one big book haul with a sprinkle of reading updates. And I really tried to make this last book a real reading experience. If anything, I have an excuse because I've been sick. Like, you can still hear it in my throat. I'm getting better. But anyway, let's get to all my thoughts. So my first one is, you could tell just by how Foxglove ended that this book was going to be enemies to lovers. But when I say fate treated Blight so bad in the beginning of this book, like, I guess it's tradition after the wedding to like carry their wife into their new home because his house has magic. It wouldn't let them enter without him carrying her that way. So once they got through the threshold, why he just drops her? No warning. Not just, like, literally just carries drops. It is so funny. And I'm like, when he falls for her, he's gonna feel so bad. So bad for the way he treated this girl. Second is the magnitude of Fate's power. In the first book, not the first book, in the second book, it was still a lot for me. I was just like, wow, he has the best power. Not only does he create the fates for the humans, but he could also make them believe, see, do whatever he wants them to do. Literally, humans are his puppets. But in this book, you just see more of his power. You see how grand his power actually is, how many people he could control at once. He controlled a whole country, bro, to make the illusion that he was really a prince. He makes rooms into these make-believe places. It's speechless. His power has me speechless. The third thing is Cygna's cameos in this book. And I know you're probably thinking the series started off with Cygna. Of course she's gonna have cameos, but this book was supposed to be mainly about Blythe and Fate, which it is. It is. But I didn't think she would come up as a relevant character. This author really does a good job of answering her questions or putting everything together where it makes sense. Because you know how sometimes you read books and they'll bring something up but never bring it up again, or something will happen but but it would never get resolved towards the end. Or there's things where you're just like, if this happened in real life, like, isn't she wondering this? And the character never does wonder it. No, she does all of that. So I don't know why I didn't think Signa would be a relevant character in this book, but she really is. She's still on her little murder mystery hunt. This time she's trying to figure out who killed her parents, and it's kind of eating away at her. If you read the second book, you know that Signa knows who Blythe really is. I don't know, there's just a lot. Like, Blythe ended up going to see her. She sees that Signa's not doing well because she's been up all night, all day, reading her parents' journals. Death is worried about her. Signa ends up trying to tell Blythe, like, who she is, but the magic between Blythe and Faith, the bond that they made through the tapestry, won't allow Signa to tell Blythe. With all that being said, I'm just trying to say that I just love seeing Signa in this book more than I thought I would see her. Okay, so let me try to explain this to the best of my ability. So like I just said, Signa is trying to figure out who killed her parents. But the way she came into the book the first time, it felt as though that was going to be her only time being in the book. So I thought that was going to be left unanswered because this book isn't about Signa. But no, towards the end you get answers. And I love how the author foresaw that and answered those questions, knowing this is the final book in the series, because I would have been so mad if the series ended and she still had us wanting more. And then my next thought, throughout the whole series, from Belladonna, Foxglove to now Wisteria, Death and Fate talk about not disrupting the rules and the balance. It would bring mayhem and chaos. And throughout the whole series, I was always thinking, like, if there's rules in place, who is the one making the rules? Who are the people enforcing these rules and dishing out these consequences? You find out it's literally someone who's called Chaos. She comes and she wreaks havoc to basically make everything fall back in place. So for example, again, if you read Foxglove, you know this. Or do you find this out in this book? At this point, it doesn't matter because I feel like I'm spoiling the whole book anyway. When Fate had begged Death to keep life alive originally, Death did so. Like, he felt bad for his brother. He didn't want to lose life either. And because he kept her alive for the time that was set in stone for her to live, her living caused the plague. And then later on in Wisteria, you find out that Signa's parents had a connection or relations to the paranormal people as well. I guess Signa's mom did something. I still haven't figured that out, and I don't know if it's going to be brought up in this book, but Signa's mom did something which caused the mass unaliving of everybody at her parents' ball when she was a baby. Now, because Blythe had brought back a horse back to life unknowing before she even knew who she was. Okay, Chaos has a name. I don't know how to say her name, but she said for sure you could call her Soul. So we're gonna call her Soul from now on because saying Chaos sounds a little crazy. So Soul basically confronted Blythe and says, you disrupted the natural order of things, and if you don't fix it, I will have to. Chaos had gave her visions of like some of the things she can do or will do, and some of them things are unaliving her and all her loved ones. Right now at the part of the book where Chaos has made Blythe sick, she has all the symptoms of when she was poisoned in the second book, but there's no trace of belladonna in her system. But she has a short period before she meets her end, and she's trying to figure out how to bring back balance. I don't want to give too much of this book away, so I'm not going to tell you guys how she's been able to do that while she's ill, but just know right now I'm at the part where she had fainted or something along those lines because of how bad she's been feeling. And right now her husband, Fate, and Signa and Death are all in the same room and they're arguing. They're arguing over Blythe. They want her to get better, obviously, but they're also worried and scared. So yeah. Reading the last thing. Can we talk about this real quick? Okay, so when Blythe finds out who she is, it's like you saw it coming, but I just wish it was more dramatic. All I know is when Fate finds out who she is, it better be as dramatic as I thought it was when she was going to find out who she was. Blythe had found out who she was because Fate's power works off his ability, his powers. He tells Blythe that it's a fragment of who he is, only he could make the door more. Because his house, think about like Howl's Moving Castle. His house can travel wherever he wants it to go. So all he has to do is hold his doorknob and think about where he wants to go. And when he opens the door, he'll be there. Blythe ends up being able to use the door. But when she opens the door, she's in her mother's garden. She's trying to figure out why did the house take her there. And then she's feeling bad. She's feeling sad because her mother's garden has been vandalized. She's like closing her eyes and imagining how it used to be. But when she opens her eyes, it's literally how she imagined it. It's not snowing anymore. Now it's springtime. The blossoms are blooming. There's frogs in the pond. There's a whole bunch of stuff that wasn't there, that shouldn't be there. And that's when she finds out who she is. She starts putting everything together of what happened since she found out who Signa was until that time in her mother's garden. I don't know what I wanted, but that's not how I wanted her to find out who she was. I wanted it to be so more problematic, dramatic. I don't know. All I know is we still have to figure out how to bring the balance back. We need to still figure out what Signa's mom did in the relationship her mom had with Chaos. So we still need Fate to figure out who Blythe is. There's a lot that needs to happen, and we only have about 50-ish pages left, and I'm so excited because this book, you don't understand, like the first half of this book, it was good, but I thought it was going to be so slow. But then you get to the second half and things are just happening back to back, and it's so good. I'm eating it up. I think the first half of the book was supposed to get you comfortable with the idea that this book is only in Blythe's point of view. I would say I did have problems adjusting to that, but I'm loving it. I'm eating this book up. I don't know. This book is so good. I feel like I say that to every book I read. Trust me, there's gonna be a day where I read a book that I don't like on camera. But anyway, let's get back to reading. I finished Wisteria last night, so let's just go into our reading wrap up for this video. We read 2 books. We read Apprentice to the Village. I rated this book 3 stars. This is the definition of a fun read. You need a palate cleanser, you need a break, you need something light, funny, entertaining. This is the book. I highly recommend the series. It's so fun. I really don't know how else to describe this book. And then we read Wisteria, and I'm gonna finish explaining this book to you guys because I realize I have a bad habit of starting to tell y'all about a book, and then when it comes to the end of the book, I stop. I don't tell y'all anything. And the main reason is because that's where most of the spoilers are. That's where all your questions are answered, and I just don't know how to not spoil a book. I'm going to talk very vaguely about the end, and if I can't, I am so sorry. I'm really trying here. I be watching YouTubers and I'm like, how do they explain the book without saying anything about the book but still make you want to read it? I never understood that, because for me, I get so excited and immersed into the stories. I literally have to tell you what's going on so you could be in the world with me. That's the best feeling. But anyway, where did we leave off? So remember when I said the author does a good job of answering the reader's questions and foreseeing their thoughts and answering them in the book? I hate when I have to retake everything I said because she left me questioning a lot of things. And it probably was answered, and it's probably just not the answer I wanted, or it was alluded to and I just didn't pick it up. For instance, we don't figure out the connection that Signa's mom has to Chaos. We figured out how to cure Blythe, but that was crazy. That I really can't talk about. Just know things happened that blew my mind. I'm trying to figure out how to explain it or put my words into thoughts. Or put my thoughts into words. What? Fate does figure out who Blythe is, just not the way I wanted it to. It was not dramatic. The way he found out was very parallel to the way she found out who she was. And it was all because of that stupid door. I really wanted confrontation. Can you tell I like drama in my books? The way this book ended though, she could have definitely fit another book into this series. I hate when a series is so good and then it has to end. Why? She could have continued with Signa's mom's murder. We could have had a whole book about that. We could have a whole book about Chaos. There's so many possibilities here. All good things have to come to an end. I feel like the book wrapped up very well. I love the ending. I give this book 4 stars, hands down. I highly highly, highly, highly recommend this series. These are the 2 books we read in this video, and sadly I didn't get a chance to read Daydream, so hopefully you guys will see that in another video. But that will be the end of today's video, and stay tuned because as you can see, we got some Halloween decor because fall is around the corner. Fall is literally a few days away. Today is September 19th, I believe. 3 more days. 3 more days. My favorite season in the whole world. Oh my gosh. Next video is going to be so fun. We're going to pick out my fall TBR. We're going to decorate. It's the cozy fall vibe. It's going to be so fun. So stay tuned. I hope I see you guys in my next video.